Lifeforce. An experiment in terror. No, I don't know what is the tagline of Lifeforce. In the blink of an eye, the terror begins. Uh, I first saw Lifeforce on television as a kid, and uh, which sort of begs the question, like, how did they show this on TV? Because it was like, network TV, or it was like regular TV. It wasn't like HBO or anything, and they must have done a lot of censoring. A lot of blurry dots or something. Um, yeah, it's one of those movies. Like, I also had this experience with Ridley Scott's Legend, where you watch it on television, and it's just at a certain age, it's like, what is this? What is this crazy movie that like that's very obscure and yeah, this is cool. Yeah, I loved it. I love Life Force. I am a bigger proponent of the theatrical cut, which is better edited. And I know that the standard line right now on the internet is like, well, actually, the Euro cut is superior. No, it's not. It's not, man. You don't need to hear about the Minerva engine from John Larroquette. It's way better that it just starts like where then theatrical is great because it just the title just slams in like shoot boom, and then Life Force rather than like this sedate opening on an asteroid field, which is just kind of senseless. You don't really need to see. I'm and then also just the tighter editing makes the whole thing feel crazy and heedless, and I think that's why I'm not even gonna get into. I'm not gonna get into it, but it just makes it a way crazier and more heedless, experience. It's a film by Toby Hooper, or I think as he says in the movie Summer School, as Dave or Chainsaw says, Tobe Hooper or something like. I love Toby Hooper. I think he's like really underrated. Um, he sort of gets punished by because he made an American classic, not just a horror classic, an American classic on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and people had this real underhanded compliment. It's a way of criticizing his later work to say that like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was an accident. Even Tarantino kind of does that in his book, where he's like, yeah, they just messed around and made like one of the greatest. No, no, no. No, no, I can go. I can break down the Texas Chainsaw Massacre like he's like the Zapruder film, and stand in front of it and be like, no, no, look, here's an intentional thing. This is intentional. These are intentional artistic choices. These, the accident, any kind of accident, just happens to be the right people in the right time in the right place making the right creative decisions. That's how good movies get made. You know what I mean? Like, there's no like, whoops, we just made a great movie. Huh, whoop, duh. No, that's not what happened. I'm telling you, that's not what happened. um, that they made smart choices, okay? Um, and then the rest of Hooper's oeuvre is pretty damn good. It's pretty good. Look, he never like who really though who among like horror filmmakers has ever been able to really replicate a zeitgeist hit like that? I mean, not even Freakin', I don't think really could do it. Um, so yeah, I'm not. I don't know. I don't. I'm not punishing the guy for being awesome. Like, and he was awesome, and then pretty good for the rest of his career. It's still a unique and strange talent. So yeah, Life Force is kind of almost and I even thought this as a kid when I first saw it. Kid, I sort of vaguely knew, but it almost feels like a parody of like British propriety because you have these like very proper British actors, and almost too I would say it's like in the same vein of like Hammer, like a berserk Hammer horror film. But it's really not. It's like way more lively than those movies, but yeah, but yeah, like it's just you have these very proper British actors who are reacting with a stiff upper lip to some of the craziest shit ever. Like someone turns into a zombie and explodes into dust, and it's like, well, I say, oh geez, like okay. The other thing I gotta get to is Matilda May in this movie exhibits a level of nudity that I can only call heroic. It's just heroic nudity. It's just not since or only maybe surpassed by Eva Green later on in like Sin City: A Dame to Kill For and 300 to Rise of an Empire. Yeah, so like Yeah, it's heroic nudity and it's awesome. And the whole movie's like this just this berserk, uh, epic fantasy, playing out of male obsessiveness with women, and men's fear of women. And so that's I'll leave that to some gender studies insaniac to break down. But it's really cool. Also, like I noticed this too, that like the like soul effects are very much like the brain effects, the in Batman Forever. I would actually say it's just kind of the same thing. I think the same special effects people. I think John Dykstra was the effects guy, and he's like the same special effects people worked on that. If you want to see the theatrical cut, it is on this Blu-ray. It's kind of gets the short shrift though. They kind of treat it like crap. Or don't hold me to this, but right now, if you subscribe to like MGM Plus on Amazon, it that's it's the theatrical cut is on MGM Plus. Last time I checked. Now they can switch that up. I tried to buy it, and I just ended up purchasing I tried to digitally purchase it, and they just ended up giving me the director's the Euro cut, and I'm like, no, I don't want that. No, I want the theatrical. I want the digital theatrical. But yeah, so it's just the kind of movie where like it's a pre-90s blockbuster movie, so they could just do anything. It was like the field was wide open. It wasn't like totally poured over by executives and by algorithms and and advertising. It's an act of pure I don't know if we'll ever see that kind of this kind of like filmmaking again. But it's awesome. Yeah, I love the cast. Steven Railsback's great. Peter Firth, who was in uh, the very kind of really underrated Equus, and the guy who plays Doctor Velada is I can't think of his name, but he's in one of those. Um, oh shoot, the Italian guy who made all those like soft core movies. Oh no, he's in one of those guys' movies. I'm really. Fellini liked him. He made like All Ladies Do It and Paprika. Tito Brass. He's in a Tito Brass movie, but I can't remember which one. So yeah. So yeah, Life Force. You gotta see Life Force. It's the greatest. No, yeah. It's amazing heavy metal, crazy space vampire, soul sucking energy. And it's Dr. Velado like, now here I go.